patrickcc. I know I haven't uploaded on the channel in 8 or maybe 9 days by the time this goes up, and it's because my PC was cooked, bro. Or maybe not the PC, but the GPU was cooked. Okay, if y'all don't want to hear the story, I'm gonna put the timestamp right here for you to skip to the start of the reaction. But if you want to hear the story, I'm gonna keep it short. I'm about to start it now. So normally when I finish streaming, maybe I'll chill for like an hour or two, and then I'll go on my MacBook and open up Steam Link so that I can edit the videos on my laptop while I'm chilling on the couch or the bed, whatever the case is. Not every single time, but most times. This time I went and it said my computer was offline. It said Spider Dragon offline. Yes, I call my computer Spider Dragon because, you know, Spider-Man. I also like dragons too. It's like, that's weird. I don't have any automatic updates or anything like that, so I don't understand why it would be offline unless I lost internet or something on it. I walk into the room, the computer's completely off. I said, okay, that's kind of weird because, again, I don't have automatic updates, so there's no reason for the computer to be off. I press the power button, doesn't turn on. I go to the back, turn off the power supply switch, turn it back on, press the power button. The computer flashes on, off, boom. I'm like, okay. So then I do it again. I turn off the power supply. I wait like 2-3 seconds, turn it back on. I press the power button again. This time when I press the power button, my graphics card lights on fire for like half a second and the room just starts smelling like fireworks. And I said, yeah, my PC might be cooked. Thankfully, it was just a graphics card issue. I bought a new graphics card and I'm about to show you my old graphics card because I was a little upset. Okay. Sit here and lie to you guys. I spent $1,400 on this graphics card right here. It is a Gigabyte Aorus Master with the LCD screen. Look at how fucking thick this thing is, bro. It was a monster PC. $1,400 gone. It still smells like fireworks. It smells like fireworks right here. I think a capacitor or some shit burned on the inside. So I don't know if it's fully cooked. Maybe it's not, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough experience in like part for part shit to know what the issue is and how to fix it. So Pedro Pascal is a ticking time bomb by none other than patrickcc. Now look, wait, it's only been 2 days. Oh, it's Wednesday. Yeah, y'all know I normally react to this the day of and then put it up on the Tuesday, but circumstances, I just put my new graphics card in the PC. So
Hollywood has decided that their next cultural superstar is Pedro Pascal, as he has been chosen as the leading man in 4 major films per year with no signs of slowing down. And while most actors get roles for, well, incredible acting, Pedro seems to be securing roles for other reasons. The 50-year-old has been labeled as the perfect
I got anxiety. Let me touch your breasts. Now let me stop.
Representation of modern masculinity, having a rugged, sexy exterior, but also a soft, gentle, and kind soul who appreciates women in a way that most other men seemingly can't.
And they're going to have you introduce yourself.
Let's see your nails first.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're very nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're welcome.
He has even been labeled the, quote, daddy of the internet, a title that he happily accepts.
Oh, God.
But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
As if he couldn't be any more of a heartthrob, he is being praised for bravely using his platform to speak on sensitive political issues.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the right side of history.
Pedro Pascal has checked all the boxes to be considered a modern-day Hollywood superstar, but others are not exactly hyped on his dominance. Pascal fatigue is starting to kick in, and opposers are pointing out—
just come on, guys. Come on, bro. Pascal fatigue? Come on, bro.
Out that he may just be the newest product of Disney's over-manufactured celebrity machine, less about talent and more about aligning with their social vision for the
Disney? What the fuck has he done for Disney? Well, I guess Marvel, I guess Mr. Fantastic, but other than that, what has Pedro Pascal done for Disney?
Future. And just like every other celebrity that gets this much praise this fast, he feels like a ticking time bomb. And that same level of obsession that boosted him up might also be what eventually destroys him. Pedro Pascal was a failing actor for 20 years, surviving off the royalties from—
Oh my God, that's him? Pedro. Hey, sometimes you hit your visual peak. Your appearance peak when you get older, bro.
One television episode appearance in 1999. He said, "We're talking about being able to see a doctor, getting sick, having surgery, paying my rent. I had less than $7 in my bank account, and a residual from Buffy the Vampire Slayer showed up and saved the day, and literally is the reason I was able to stay in Hollywood and not give up." For 2 decades, he was just another background face, never the star, and definitely not a known name in Hollywood. At 36 years old, Pedro Pascal was living paycheck to paycheck, seriously considering if it was time to give it all up and explore something else. And then he got a role that would drastically change his life. Game of Thrones absolutely dominated TV for almost a decade, and season 4 is where it seriously peaked. You couldn't go to school, your job, or a local bar without someone saying the phrase, "Winter is coming." So when Pedro got the role of Oberyn the Viper...
Hold the fucking phone. Nigga, so I watched Game of Thrones for the first time maybe like last year or a year and a half ago with my girl. And I watched every single episode and I don't remember Pedro Pascal being in the show. Wow.
Viper Martell, he knew millions around the world were going to tune in.
Sorry, y'all. I'm also a little bit sick on top of the fact that my PC crashed and burned. So it's not been a great week for me. Oh, yes, this was him. No way. This is Pedro. I remember this scene too.
Now, much like the roles he secured in the past, this character was only going to last a few episodes. Before the audience could truly get to know the Viper on a deeper level, the Mountain, a massive and brutal knight, would manhandle him, gouge his eyes out, and crush his skull. But somehow, Pascal managed to turn this short appearance into one of the most memorable Game of Thrones episodes of all time.
Like I said, bro, I can't even lie to you, bro. I remember that scene. I remember every single part. Which is crazy because I didn't remember that was Pedro Pascal.
One of the best duels in the entire series. Loved Oberyn's confidence. It's been 11 years, I'm still recovering from this scene. However, it wasn't just this fight that fans loved. Pascal brought a natural charisma to the role. He pulled off a unique combination of elegance and aggression that perfectly fit the part, as well as the undertones of the character's sexual orientation without overdoing it. Pedro said, "He was dangerous. I'm not dangerous, but I have a sharp nose. I will probably be playing bad guys forever because of my face." There was something so sexy about the character. I loved stepping into that fantasy. One of the things that the creators told me was just by mention of his bisexuality, there was a flamboyance the actors started to attribute to the character in their auditions. That never occurred to me. He seemed so male to me. The fact that he was bisexual had nothing to do with his exterior persona. Pedro was very artistically motivated, which is on par for an actor first breaking into mainstream Hollywood after years of grinding. He was just grateful to be included, letting the work speak for itself. I actually found this old interview clip where he seemingly stopped himself from saying something he might later regret.
I would have, if I had to I had a really, really great time playing this character.
And because of his professionalism, over the next 3 years, Pascal was getting jobs thrown at him left and right, playing heroes and complicated characters seeking justice by any means necessary. He got the chance to work with Matt Damon in The Great Wall, played the...
Bro, did my camera just die, bro, mid-record? Bro. God dang it, bro. Hold on.
Lovable American Secret Service member, Whiskey, in Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and arguably got his second biggest role after GOT, which was starring in the Netflix show Narcos as Javier Pena, a DEA agent hunting for Pablo Escobar. Pedro was quickly becoming a Hollywood favorite, and like most modern Hollywood actors, he ever so slightly began to make casual conversations political. On his Instagram, he posted comics about right-wing extremists, demanded action against firearms in America, and made comments about foreign affairs, such as sharing doodles about how it was a big mistake for Britain to leave the European Union, or when he criticized the actual DEA after playing a role as a DEA agent.
No, it was weird because...
What the fuck, bro?
DEA.
I'm having issues with everything I fucking do right now, bro.
After playing...
Give me a second, y'all. God.
Actual DEA after playing a role as a DEA agent.
Dog, this is not fucking real.
Criticize the actual DEA.
This is not fucking real, bro.
DEA after playing a role as a DEA agent.
You know, it was weird because, like I said, I'm from...
After playing a role as a DEA agent.
You know, it was weird because, like I said, I'm from...
I'm about to fucking throw something, bro. Okay, I realized that in the recording, y'all may not hear what's going on, but in my headphones, the audio is literally like cutting out. It's pissing me off.
Chile, and...
A DEA agent.
You know, it was weird because, like I said, I'm from Chile, and I am a child of socialist political refugees. We are very, very liberal. And I can't seem to shake the feeling amongst the DEA, because, I mean, I don't want to accuse them of being conservative, but...
But he wasn't necessarily on an all-out crusade to associate politics with his work. He still had a brand to build, and he really started developing a fan base through his interviews, like this one with Chelsea Handler. This interview was supposed to be about him, but fans loved how he sat back and seemingly got more enjoyment out of her discussing her personal projects and crazy stories.
So I did one, Chelsea Does Marriage was my first one, which is all about my personal feelings about marriage and exploring with my family. It was very personal. Like talking to my ex-boyfriends, talking to people who've been married for like 65 years, talking to people who were in
65
Yo, this nigga almost bit his lip. yo.
yeah, 65
Pedro, bruh. You getting enticed by her.
days exactly. For people who are in like a throuple relationship, like two women and a man that like operate as a couple. It's called a throuple. That's a thing now.
Pascal's body language and soft responses fed into the idea that he was this sensual, calm, and attractive person, and the fans loved it. He has a really hot voice.
Okay.
When he says, "Yeah, geez, my ovaries."
A nigga can't say that about girls, though. I'm hard.
Man, this is what a real man looks like. And this is where the roots of Pascal mania really started to emerge in the press. The media ran with the narrative that he was a new sexual icon, and that he was an example of positive masculinity in a world full of toxic masculinity. He was boasted as what women craved and what men should aspire to be, and his newfound popularity commanded another wave of huge film opportunities, like landing the title role in Disney's The Mandalorian in 2019. That show didn't just pull in Star Wars.
I didn't watch The Mandalorian. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't.
Fans, it brought in over 100 million Disney Plus subscribers and won 14 Emmys across its first 2 seasons. Pedro's quiet, masked performance was suddenly being called iconic. Then came Wonder Woman 1984, the unbearable weight of massive talent alongside Nicolas Cage, and massive buzz around HBO's The Last of Us series, which premiered in early 2023. That show pulled in over 30 million viewers across platforms in its first few weeks, becoming one of HBO's most successful series debuts since Game of Thrones. It seemed like no matter what type of project Hollywood greenlit, they found a way to slot Pedro in. Big budget superhero movies, moody post-apocalyptic dramas, indie short films, romantic comedies. He was everywhere. Moody post-apocalyptic dramas, indie short.
Ethan Hawke and Pedro Pascal, and you're calling that an indie film? Oh my god.
Films, romantic comedies, he was everywhere all at once. The media dubbed it the year of Pedro Pascal. By the start of 2023, Variety, GQ, Vanity Fair all ran features praising his rise from struggling actor to A-list star. He was being nominated for Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Awards, and there was even some Oscar talk surrounding his name. But I would be seriously lying to you if I said that much of fans' conversation surrounding Pedro was about his phenomenal acting. It was more about his image, what he represented, because Pascal had a few specific qualities that made him the perfect modern male superstar in Hollywood. Actors used to be slightly mysterious. They had odd personalities that gave them an interest.
Say hello. I can't hold it. I'm sorry. Say hello to my little friend. He didn't say it like that. I added a little stitch in there. That's say hello to my little.
uplifting aura. Now they post themselves doing TikTok dances because, well, they're just like you, and they love TikTok, just like you. The modern Hollywood star is constantly trying to seem relatable and down to earth because social media has slowly dismantled the value of a celebrity. Social media has opened the door for actual normal people to have influence, to have fans, to make money by entertaining others. And it turns out you don't have to have this overly glamorous life to have millions of followers. You can just be a normal person with a camera.
Or you could be a nigga who make video documentaries. Shout out Patrick.
And a good idea. It seems like Hollywood has taken note of this and wants all of the benefits that come with the appeal of a regular person with influence and hope that you ignore their multi-million-dollar homes, exclusive parties, supercars, high fashion, PDF file allegations, and all other
Yo, this nigga is crazy. Even he couldn't hold his laughing because that was just a whoa, nigga, damn.
all right. That was too much. But it's hard to blame them for doing this when it clearly works. We've entered a phase in entertainment where an actor's online personality.
Girl, I'm so sorry. I heard they greenlit another fucking season of Euphoria. How old is Zendaya now? She in her 30s, ain't she? Ooh, girl, I'm so sorry. They want you to stay a teenager for the rest of your fucking life, bruh. Another season of Euphoria? Are we serious, bro? She's almost 30. She's 28. And they want her to be a fucking 16-year-old again.
Actually generates more interest in their films from fans. A quick search of Pedro Pascal online and you will get seemingly endless content that describes him as a chaotic ray of sunshine, the funniest man alive, or being a
alright, the glaze is crazy. Funniest man alive?
Living meme, or restoring their faith in men. And because of this, interviews of him almost always have a segment devoted to teasing him in an erotic and awkward way. Like when Pascal was interviewed about his role in Disney's Mandalorian, reading a
gotta touch them all.
Comment sexualizing his literal knee.
I'm joking, yo. Fucking for.
Tell us about your slutty little knee. What are you talking about?
Okay. Okay.
And while the whole Hollywood heartthrob thing is nothing new, some people are beginning to wonder if this is all forced, feeling that it almost seems like he and Hollywood are campaigning to build him up to be something more than he actually is. For Pascal, almost every interaction he has feels perfectly manufactured for social media virality. He responds to heartfelt questions with a little stutter, places his head in his hand, and does not break eye contact when a
Okay, I got it.
Women are telling their stories, like he's charmed by every word they say. And there are long compilations where he stops discussing his movies to take
Lawrence? Freaky what? What is this movie? The fuck is Lawrence doing in here?
a look at the...
God
and there
damn, that nigga got a big ass forehead. Holy...
where he stops discussing his movies to take a look at the woman's painted nails.
Let's see what you got. What you got? Oh, they're gorgeous and glowy. That's a beautiful. It's like cotton candy with the sparkle. They're gorgeous.
Thank you. And I'm going to have you introduce yourself.
Let's see your nails first.
Oh yes, of course.
They're very
like?
nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, especially food. Anyway.
Can I just say one thing? That your nails, they bring out the color in your eyes. I'm not trying to flirt, but it's so into. I've been kind of obsessing with everybody's. But you did that on purpose.
I
didn't
did
you?
that on purpose.
It
How
really
did I
works.
know?
It's very, very
I don't
good.
see nothing, bruh.
Weird, really amazing metal ring, and
That's
I needed to
great-
find something to
It's
go
a
with.
great color.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks.
Thank you so much. And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me, please. Oh, come on, please.
And look, I'm one to appreciate some good nails. Just look at my fiance's. Now those are
Okay, Patrick. Okay, hyping up the queen. I see you.
nice nails. Pedro Pascal would have
Hyping
a
up your queen.
stroke
Hyping up your Arthur.
if he saw these with the
That's hers. This is fire. The bikini ones are fire as shit, bro. The bikini ones are fire as shit, boy.
The way he is just handing out compliments to anyone with a weak-ass paint job.
Yo, Patrick going in this one, bro. He going in on this one.
Point is, he might appreciate some good nails, but the way he appreciates them comes across as gay best friend, performative for social media virality. And just for clarity, he is not gay. But Pascal made it clear that he liked the positive attention he was receiving, particularly with being called the daddy of the internet.
So what are you? Are you the daddy of the internet? What's internet daddy?
Oh, that's
Me. Yeah, you are.
It got to a point where
Thank you.
seemingly every interview he did, they brought up this daddy of the internet thing, and he was embracing it.
You know you're the daddy of the internet, right?
I call Pedro Pascal a DILF and think he's my cool, slutty father. Yep.
Am I the only one who thinks that is the fucking craziest thing in the world? My crazy slutty father, not stepdad, not best friend's dad, no, her fucking father. Is that not crazy?
I am your cool, slutty daddy.
When he took this lie detector test with Vanity Fair, he tried to tell them that he didn't see himself as a Hollywood heartthrob, only to be caught in a lie immediately after.
Do you think you're a heartthrob?
I don't think
He's lying.
Really? That's right. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a heartthrob. Am I lying? That's the truth. I'm a heartthrob.
Is it a lot of pressure being a heartthrob?
No.
Do you ever look at Instagram accounts devoted to you being a heartthrob when you're feeling down?
Yes, I do.
No, that's actually fucking hilarious, bro. Hey, I'm feeling low. Let me look at this heartthrob IGs.
And while this could be
Damn.
perceived as something silly, it's hard for him to have humility when he literally spends his time consuming content that is praising him. And since he knows exactly what people want by studying fan accounts, he seemingly will also clip farm during his interviews. Because he knows how much his fans love their internet daddy.
You or this man, Oscar Isaac?
I'm a bigger daddy than him. I'm older than him. Although he's a real daddy. He's got kids and I don't. But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Please, yo, okay.
It's hard to argue against Pascal.
Okay, that shit just that shit did not move me, bro. But again, like Patrick said, his fan accounts, they ate that shit up. I know they posted that clip everywhere.
Into this image that he has been given for his own gain. I mean, it's just smart business at this point. But it starts to beg the question of how much is genuine and how much is performance for his mostly female fan base. Even Pascal's obsessed and loyal fans felt like they were getting the "we must sexualize and obsess over Pascal" narrative shoved down their throats. One fan said, "It was cute at first, but I think reporters have taken it too far. It's a lazy way to try to get a soundbite. Interview him. Don't just talk at him about a kink and expect him to respond. I don't promote anything calling him daddy anymore. It's like you took a bite of cake and thought it was good and now it's being smashed in your face." But among his fans, this was not the popular opinion. The positive press was working, and Pedro quite literally started dominating Hollywood. Within a single year, he was starring in HBO's The Last of Us, which wrapped its
I can't lie. I mean, that's a fact, bro. Like within the last year or two, I haven't seen nothing but Pedro Pascal. I can't even lie to you, bro. I didn't even know who this nigga was. Even after watching fucking Game of Thrones, I didn't even know who he was. HBO come out. They said, I remember I had a coworker was like, "Man, my guy Pedro Pascal is playing Joel." I said, "Cool. I hope he's a good Joel. He kind of looks like him a little bit. They did a good job with the casting on that." Watched the first season. He's a great fucking actor, but I was like, who the hell is Pedro Pascal? Now I can't stop seeing the nigga.
Record-breaking first season in March. Less than a month later, season 3 of The Mandalorian premiered. That's 2 lead roles on 2 of the biggest streaming platforms in the world running simultaneously. Then he was cast as Mr. Fantastic in Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot. Full superhero franchise commitment on top of everything else. In between all of that, he took roles in Ari Aster's film Eddington, Ridley Scott's Gladiator sequel, the highly anticipated crime drama Drive Away Dolls, multiple projects filming back to back, overlapping press tours, award show appearances. At one point in 2024, Pedro was working on 4 different major productions at once, bouncing between London, Los Angeles, and Morocco. To put it
being a single man with no kids, like, you have all the time to do that.
into perspective, most A-list actors take on 1 or 2 major roles per year, 3 if they're grinding. Pedro was attached to at least 7 confirmed film and TV projects between 2023 and mid-2025, and that's not even counting voice work or cameos. His agent even admitted in a Variety interview that they were turning down 10 to 20 scripts a month just to manage his schedule. And yet for fans scrolling through social media, it seemed like Pedro was somehow always available, always charming, always present in interviews, always asking about others' nails. He was being propped up as the cultural icon of the 2020s, and I personally witnessed the effects of that in real life.
Well, here's the thing, bro. When you go to maybe almost being fucking homeless to now being an A-list, if I was in that same boat, I would do everything in my power to keep my fucking relevancy too. I would too. If I was about to be on the streets to now I'm making mills on top of mills and I'm famous as shit. I'm not doing anything to lose that, bro. I'm not doing anything to lose that. Young boy never broke again, you feel me? Like, bro.
A few weeks ago, my fiance and I were eating lunch in this really cramped restaurant where all the tables were side by side, and next to us was a young woman who was finishing up her meal, and then the waiter came over and asked her if she wanted dessert. She said, "No, I'm saving room for popcorn at the movies," before saying that she was going to see Materialists. And the waiter was like, "Oh, is that the movie where..." And you could tell he tried to explain the plot, but he didn't really know like what the movie was about. As he was like stumbling through his explanation of the plot, the girl literally just cuts him off and says, "Honestly, I don't know what the movie's about, but I'm just going to see Pedro Pascal." And I was thinking about doing a video about Pedro Pascal, but that was really the moment where I realized that I had to, because I thought it was extremely interesting that a woman in her early 20s was going to the movies by herself on a Saturday, not because she was interested in the movie, but just because she wanted to see Pedro Pascal. And I can't help but feel like this type of notoriety in our modern social media climate is like a ticking time bomb. The longer Pedro stays
we're getting to the bad part.
On top, the more he risks becoming everything the internet loves to tear down. Overhyped, overexposed, and maybe worse, a fraud. And nothing will bring on the hate train faster than when an actor shifts the conversation from their acting to their political views. But the first indication of a shift against Pedro Pascal was when
the touching. The anxiety hands. Okay.
Fans noticed he had a habit of constantly touching and caressing his co-stars, particularly when this clip went viral of him grabbing Vanessa Kirby's hand. Now, Pedro has said multiple times in the past that he suffers from anxiety, and whoever posted this video said that grabbing someone's hand will help calm his nerves. And even if this were not true, it's clear that Vanessa is consenting to this as she looks back and grabs his hand. But outside of this situation, he definitely likes to grab women's hands, kiss hands, and maybe even run his fingers through their hair. Now, we don't know what types of relationships he has with these women behind the scenes. Obviously, we would strongly assume that they're friends or maybe even more than friends. But if he was not this Hollywood heartthrob or exuding soft and safe feminine energy, they would call him creepy, or that he has "where my hug at" energy. And it's already starting to happen.
Where is my...
happen. This...
Can a nigga start doing that instead? Where my hug at? You know I got anxiety. I got anxiety. If I saw another man holding my pregnant wife's... Yeah.
Post went extremely viral of Pedro posing with the cast of Fantastic Four that read, "If I saw another man holding my pregnant wife like that, someone is getting a black eye and some broken teeth." To which commenters sarcastically replied, "It's okay, he's gay and has social anxiety. His hand is just above her ass to keep him from having a panic attack. Don't be insensitive."
Be insensitive.
Now, Pedro...
Bro, this sickness, like me being sick, is changing my laugh. I'm laughing like a fucking, I don't even know, bruh.
And Vanessa are married in the film, so perhaps they are being affectionate to help sell the movie. But in real life, they are not together, and Vanessa is having a baby with her current boyfriend. However, Pedro and Vanessa being touchy-feely is not exactly new and have really been doing it for the build.
I would hate to see this, though. I'm not gonna lie. If this is my wife, I would hate to be seeing this on TV or social media.
Of this film, but what really set off the Pedro Pascal opposition was after Donald Trump's re-election in 2024. Pedro became more noticeably vocal, posting an underlined quote on Instagram that said, "Anger restores the gift of clarity of vision, which is hard to attain in any other state." And from here, he refused to stay silent anymore, frequently posting about global affairs and gender rights, going as far as attacking his fan base if they disagreed with him. Someone said, "You are my favorite actor. I'm unfollowing you. BS." He said, "No," sarcastically. Another fan said, "Man, you were my favorite actors until this." He said, "That's too bad. Wait, no, I don't give a shit." And even though he was getting some...
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, W responses, Pedro, but like, at the same time, some of these you could have ignored. I'm not perfect either, bro. Sometimes I be responding to hate comments, but I've been starting to ignore them more. But, bro... W responses though, no.
Some pushback. He mostly was getting praised for unapologetically vocalizing his political opinions, specifically in support of his transgender sister, Lux Pascal. In April of 2025, the UK Supreme Court ruled that trans women should not be recognized as women, and one of the supporters of this decision was J.K. Rowling, who
I do remember this shit. Oh god. Okay, yeah.
Felt that feminism didn't apply to transgender people in the forms of sharing bathrooms and private spaces. On her yacht, she posted a photo of her celebrating the outcome. The backlash against J.K. Rowling was enormous, although for some, it's unsurprising since she has a history of being extremely controversial. Pascal fired back at her, saying, "Awful, disgusting shit is exactly right. Heinous loser behavior." And in a Vanity Fair cover, he doubled down by calling her a bully. The one thing that I would say I agonized over a little bit was just, am I helping? I want to protect the people I love, but it goes beyond that. Bullies make me effing sick. Rowling seemed pretty unfazed and provided a sarcastic reply to him. Can't say I feel very shut down, but keep at it, Pedro. God loves a trier. Regardless of a person's political affiliation, defending your family from the digital mob is a perfectly normal reaction. But once Pedro started speaking in interviews about his political positions, it started to come across as performative, like when he was promoting a movie called Eddington at the Cannes Film Festival and started discussing the mass deportations in America.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the right side of history. And I'm an immigrant. My parents are refugees from Chile. I myself was a refugee. We fled a dictatorship, and I was privileged enough to grow up in the U.S. and after asylum in Denmark. And if it weren't for that, I don't know what would have happened to us. And so I stand by those protections. Always. I'm too afraid of your question. I hardly remember what it was.
To have millions of dollars and be terrified to live in America. Oh, the humanity.
That doesn't, bro. See, I think this is the issue too, bro, because it was the same thing with Jaden Smith, where niggas was clowning him for saying, like, can we talk about the political and economical state of the world right now? And niggas was like, oh, he's rich, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Jaden Smith has done more for this world than a lot of other rich people. He was actually about it, bro. But the thing is, he's a Nepo baby. So niggas didn't take it serious. They was like, oh, he's just another Nepo baby who's having a fucking epiphany or whatever. But he wasn't. He was actually being serious. I need niggas to stop doing that. It's actually aggravating for people to be like, just because somebody has a lot of money, they don't actually give a fuck about anything. Some of these niggas actually do. Yes, some of them act like they care, but they don't. But like for Jaden Smith, can we talk about the political and economical state of the world right now? Niggas clown him for that. And guess what? Now niggas are bitching about the political and economical state of the fucking world right now. Could you fucking imagine? Jaden Smith was right. By the way, I never fucking clowned him for that shit. I'm a huge Jaden Smith fan. Huge. I fuck with Jaden Smith heavy. Loved all of his albums. All of his music. Even the old shit. BZH, BZH, BZH. Driving. Bro, my favorite song, Falling. My favorite song off of his Sire album, 90. I loved all of it, bro. I love his, bro. You know what? Let me just.
Ironic because the man sitting next to him.
But that's what I'm trying to say is that we gotta stop this whole just because somebody has millions of dollars, they can't actually give a fuck about the world. They're living in the same world as us. The world is going to shit. They're gonna get affected no matter how much money they have.
Joaquin Phoenix came from being raised dirt poor in a cult and forced to be a performer on the streets of South America by his irresponsible parents. Pedro comes from an extremely wealthy Chilean family, and this comment isn't totally inaccurate. Pedro's mother was related to the nephew of former Chilean president Salvador Allende. Pedro's parents were supporters of Allende's socialist government, but after the 1973 military coup, they felt they could have a target on their back and move to America. Pedro wasn't even 1 year old at the time, so he doesn't remember being a refugee. Pedro's mother Veronica was a child psychologist and his father was a fertility doctor. They lived very comfortable in America.
Pedro Pascal does this little like, ooh, he's so baby girl, ooh, he's so socially anxious, ooh, he's so darling sort of body language thing, and he carries it with him everywhere he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not buying it. I think Pedro Pascal has risen quite a bit as far as his heartthrob status to like playing into this like baby girl, meek, socially anxious sort of lean, and I don't think it's real.
And with the negative press slowly beginning to rise, previous fans are now laying out their complaints about this 10-year.
I never liked him anyway. I hate. That's the biggest thing I hate about social media. I never liked him anyway. Nigga, you do know that you have a digital footprint. I can check your fucking shit and see that you actually adored this fucking nigga until this shit came out, and now you act like you never liked him. If you actually never liked someone, you wouldn't interact. Bro, it's the same thing with niggas who see shit on there and leave hate comments. Blah, 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 blah. If you really didn't fuck with this type of stuff, you wouldn't interact with it. You know why? Because when you interact with it, the fucking algorithm of whatever app you're using, whatever website you're using, sees that you're interacting with it. It doesn't see what comment you left to see. Oh, he hated that with this comment. Let's not recommend it to him. It says, the algorithm just sees, hey, he interacted with this. He commented it. Maybe he liked this. Let's show him more of the same shit. Y'all niggas are fucking... Niggas who leave hate comments, dislike videos, this, that, and the third, no fucking sense. If you see a video, you click not interested or don't recommend this stuff to me, that's understandable. But leaving the dislike, leaving hate comments, it's like...
push for Pascal, refusing the idea that he is a sign of positive masculinity.
Now, I'm not saying I'm scared of hate comments. Nigga, I get hate comments. I'm a reaction channel, by the way. I'm a reaction channel. Anyway. After all, that's the word I was looking for. I'm a reaction channel after all. Yes, I'm not like these other reactors where I just sit in the corner and don't say anything because I actually talk and pause the video and shit. But I still get hate comments, bro. I still do. And every time I read them, I laugh. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, if you really hate... There was this one person who was like, reaction channels are absolute scum. This, that, and that. I'm like, bro, the title of this video says reacting to blah, blah, blah. Nigga, if you knew this was a reaction video by the title and the thumbnail, why did you click on it? And why did you leave a paragraph comment? If you really don't fuck with reaction channels and reaction videos, why are you,
or even a good general example for how someone should behave at 50 years old.
Recently, there was a video of him simulating an act at a Last of Us rap party, I think it was, and that was caught on camera. Now, my problem with that is that Pedro Pascal is the leading man for a Disney family property, Fantastic Four. We also hear that he is going to be the leading man of Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr., it's really his movie, but the heroic leading man is going to be Pedro Pascal. And I don't think that that is appropriate to do publicly when you are supposed to be the face of this family brand all of a sudden.
Even ideologically aligned news.
Bro, niggas curse in Marvel movies all the time. They make innuendo jokes all the fucking time. Who the fuck gives a
News outlets like The Telegraph have started to change their tune from
most of the niggas going to see Fantastic Four are adults. Who the fuck cares?
overwhelming support to posting headlines like the star who could have Hollywood at his feet if Disney can get him to shut up. There's even been a phrase developed for this situation. It's called Pascal fatigue. Now, it is evident that the people who are sort of loudly rejecting Pedro Pascal's dominance are mostly right-wing or the anti-woke Hollywood crowd, but even neutral parties can recognize that he is just kind of a status quo Hollywood product. He is the safe option. A little bit of everything. A little bit of color. A little bit of talent. A little bit of class. A little bit feminine. A little bit
color.
Masculine. You get the idea. He is the soft beige wallpaper that offends no one but is considered dull by everyone. But even though Pedro Pascal is the safe option right now, I can't help but wonder if that ticking time bomb is about to detonate. Because as we have seen time and time again, actors who constantly make their politics the central focus always end up pushing it too far. One wrong post, one bad interview, one poor choice of words, and all that same fan base.
Who knows though? Maybe Pedro Pascal is very well PR trained. Just saying.
That have been praising him for years will turn on him in an instant. As one person said perfectly, he has the aura of incoming allegations. And hopefully that's not true. Hopefully he is just another actor who's passionate about their impact on the world. But I think there is one thing that we can all agree on, is that we don't need Pedro Pascal to be a leading man in 9 films a year.
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. Oy vey. Oy vey. All right, y'all. My welcome back video, I turned a 25-minute video into a 40-minute reaction.